Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by the movie Hangout. A 4-hour cut of The Batman was shown to early test screenings. That's the article that I'm going to be reading today. Before I jump into it, just go on over and click subscribe, comment, like. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, so now I'm all for movies that have kind of a long running time. It was common back in the 80s and 90s for a movie to be 2 hours long and for it to be for kids. Uh, Nowadays, though, I mean, honestly, people have a shorter attention span, and you know, I'll take that back. I don't know if we have a shorter attention span or if the content and the stories are just so bad that they don't really captivate us like they used to. They don't pull us in because I'll rewatch some movies that I watched as a kid in the 90s, and they're longer movies, and they don't seem like they're 2 hours long. They seem like they're maybe an hour and a half, and the reason is because the characters are compelling, the plot sucks you in. There isn't ridiculous special effects in it. It's all practical effects, so you really are um, pulled into kind of the wonderment of how they pulled it off, rather than just some dude sitting at a computer CGIing the whole thing. So I, I'm not totally against long movies. The Snyder Cut for Justice League proved that people are willing to sit through long films. Now, that movie was 3 hours long. This one is even longer. I mean, this is basically two movies stacked up back to back. So this is 4 hours long. So as reported here on IGN, here we go again. After it was revealed Matt Reeves' The Batman will be the longest Dark Knight movie ever, an even longer version of the upcoming superhero movie exists. The Hollywood Reporter reports that the early test screenings of The Batman clocked in at a whopping 4 hours long. Well, we learned last week that the version of The Batman most audiences will be seeing in theaters clocks in at nearly 3 hours. So in theaters, they're going to be screening a 3 hour movie, which is a pretty big gamble because that's a long time to be sitting for people nowadays in a theater. A lot of people are conditioned to be in and out in an hour and a half. The 4 hour, I'm guessing what they're going to do is the 3 hour is going to be in theaters and the 4 hour is going to be streaming, which I think is smart because you got to give people a reason to go to the theater, and you got to give people a reason to watch it again and pay for it through a streaming service. This implies there's somewhere around an hour of footage left on the cutting room floor. Even at just under 3 hours, it's still the longest Batman movie ever made, outpacing Christopher Nolan's trilogy, Tim Burton's Batman and Batman Returns, and Joel Schumacher's Batman Forever. The news of the 4 hour version inevitably brings to mind the infamous Zack Snyder Cut of Justice League. It's what I just said, which features a runtime of 4 hours and 2 minutes. After years of fan outcry, DC and Warner Brothers released Snyder's Cut of Justice League. Snyder originally departed production in 2017, with Warner Brothers giving the reins over to Josh Whedon. Whedon was later accused of creating a hostile working environment and threatening actors' careers. Yeah, you probably don't want to do that. You probably don't want to threaten your actors. And I don't see that happening with this one because Joss Whedon is not involved in it, thank God. But I don't know. What do you think? Are you willing to sit through 4 hours of Batman? Now, if it's good, if it's a great Batman film, like if they had put the original Batman with Michael Keaton, and then it just dove right into Batman Returns, I think I definitely could have sat through that for sure. But what I want to know is, are they going to have an intermission in between? Because I think the old movie Ben-Hur had an intermission where you could get up, go to the bathroom, and then come back. I think that's fair. I think that if they expect people to sit there for 4 hours, you got to give people a good 15, 20-minute intermission to refill their soda, get another bucket of popcorn, go to the bathroom, and then come back. Because it is an investment. I mean, 4 hours, that's like half of a workday. But I don't know. We'll see how it pans out. It's a new thing Hollywood is trying. We'll see if it works. We'll see if people accept it, if they like it. And if they like it and it does well, we're going to see more of these. Well, anyways, thanks for listening. And if you want to get future rants, reviews, or original content, click subscribe. Later.